Hi there, my name is John. Welcome to Conics rotation about the angle theta right over here. And it's going to be in general form, ax squared plus bxy plus cy squared plus dx plus cy plus f equals 0. So that's the general form of the equation of any type of conic, basically. So we're going to start a problem on number 7. This is a typical problem. xy minus 2y minus 4x is equal to 0. We're going to try to eliminate the parameter x comma y. Okay. So how are we going to eliminate that parameter x comma y? I'm sorry, it's not a parameter. It's the term xy. We don't want to solve for y. It's going to be really difficult to solve. So actually, in this case, you can solve it. But if you have an x squared term and a y squared term, it's pretty difficult to solve this for just y as a function. So how are we going to do this? We have we need 3 equations. The cotangent of 2 theta is equal to a minus c over b. That's one of the equations. Memorize that. The second equation is going to be x equals x prime times the cosine of the angle minus y prime times the sine of the angle. I memorized that. Y is obviously x prime times the sine of the angle plus y prime times the cosine of the angle. First, we have to figure out what that angle is, and then from there, we have to plug it into these equations to figure out what x and y is, and we have to plug it back into this equation. So the first step is this, second step is this, third step is substituting in here, and then that's the hardest part, by the way, substituting, getting your answer in terms of x prime, y prime, and the last part is we're going to graph it out too. Okay, so it's a pretty difficult problem. Let's get started. Okay, so cotangent. I'm going to use my black pen here, nice and big, so I can see a little bit better. The cotangent of 2 theta is equal to my a value is 0. Let's write it down. A equals 0. My b value is equal to 1. My b value is equal to 1. My c value is equal to 0. So all I need is a, b, c for these. So it's 0 minus 0 over 1, which is 0. The cotangent is the cosine of 2 theta over the sine of 2 theta is equal to 0. When is the numerator equal to 0? Cosine theta, 2 theta, cosine of 2 theta is equal to 0. It's going to be 0 at 90 degrees. So 2 theta is equal to 90 degrees. Theta is equal to 45 degrees, which is pi over 4, of course, because you learned that from trigonometry. From here, we plug into the first equation 1 and then the second equation 2. So equation 1 becomes x is equal to x prime times the cosine of pi over 4 minus y prime times the sine of pi over 4. We know that the cosine of pi over 4 is root 2 over 2, and the sine of pi over 4 is root 2 over 2. Same thing, x prime times the sine of pi over 4 minus y prime times the cosine of pi over 4. I'm just going to do this really quickly in my head. Root 2 over 2, x prime minus root 2 y prime all over 2. I put it into root 2 over 2 x prime minus root 2 over 2 y prime. I put it as a single fraction. Y is equal to, same thing, root 2 x prime plus root 2 y prime all over 2. We did the second part. Now comes the hard part. We're going to put into the equation xy minus 2y minus 4x is equal to 0. My x value is located right over here. So it's going to be root 2 x prime minus root 2 y prime all over 2 times root 2 x prime plus root 2 y prime all over 2 minus 2 times y, which is located right over here. I'm going to put parentheses, root 2 x prime plus root 2 y prime all over 2 minus 4 times x, which is located right over here, root 2 x prime all over 2 minus root 2 y prime equals 0. Okay? This is the hardest part, guys, so make sure you can do all of this out. We're going to distribute this out, the first term. So that's x right there. That's y right there, x times y, minus 2 times, what is that value? It's y right there, minus 4 times x equals 0. So basically that's what I did. I replaced all of the new functions, x and y, with this new function. Okay? And by the way, the angle of rotation is going to be positive 45 degrees. We're going to need that a little bit later on. So let's get started. I'll do the hard part. Well, I'm going to do every single part. 2 times 2 is 4. Root 2x prime times root 2x prime is 2x prime squared. These are conjugates, so the outer and the inner cancel. And then minus root 2 y prime times positive root 2 y prime is going to be minus 2 y prime squared. Minus 2, these cancel right there. So it's going to be minus root 2 x prime minus root 2 y prime. And then one of these cancel is going to be 2 and a 1. So minus root 2 x prime, 2 root 2, excuse me. And then plus 2 root 2 y prime is equal to 0. So far so good. We're going to cancel that out. It's going to be a 2 and a 1 and a 1. And something happened. None of the, let me get this out. You notice there is no xy term anymore. Everything's cancelled out to be x primes and y primes. So x prime squared over 2 minus y prime squared over 2 minus, let's look at this one over here, minus 2x prime minus 2 root 2x prime is going to be minus 3 root 2 x prime, and then minus root 2 y prime plus 2 root 2 y prime is going to be plus root 2 y prime is equal to 0. I think I covered all of them so far. I'm going to multiply everything by 2 in this situation. I'm going to bust that fraction, multiply this everything by 2. So the next step, I get x prime squared minus y prime squared minus 6 root 2 x prime plus 2 root 2 y prime is equal to 0. And now we have to complete the square on this one. I'm going to need a little bit more space. I'm going to use my white, a little small, lighter one. X prime squared minus 6 root 2 x prime plus something minus quantity y prime squared minus 2 root 2 y prime plus something is equal to 0. And since I added on the left side, I have to add something on the right side. Since I subtracted here, I have to subtract 1 times something. So it's minus 1 times something. Always write this in. It's a good habit to have. I take this number, divided by 2. So 6 root 2 divided by 2, that's going to be 3 root 2. And then I square it. 9 times 2 is 18. I'm going to add 18 here, add 18 here. On this term right over here, I'm going to take 2 root 2. I'm going to divide by 2, square it. These 2's cancel. I get root 2 squared is plus 2. Since I'm adding 2, I have to subtract 2. Do you notice? I'm sorry, it should have been a minus right there. Notice how I subtracted 2 here. That's going to be pretty important. A lot of students forget to do this. So let's complete the square on this one. It's going to be x prime minus, I just take this number divided by 2 right here. Take the coefficient divided by 2, that's 3 root 2 squared minus y prime minus root 2. 2 root 2 divided by 2, drop the sign, just divide by 2. Drop the sign, divided by 2. squared is equal to, what do I get? 16. And then I divide by 16 to both sides. X prime minus 3 root 2 quantity squared minus y prime minus root 2 quantity squared over 16 is equal to 1. There you have it. I went from a xy term into a non-xy term right over here. And so you should be able to graph this hyperbola. In fact, this is a hyperbola, isn't it? We're going to graph it next. I don't have any graphing paper. I do actually. Let me get this out really quickly. Some graphing paper. Where's my graphing paper? Find my graphing paper. So here's my graphing paper. I'm going to graph this out. First, one of the things we need to know how to do is on this problem, what was the angle rotation? Where is the angle rotation? The angle rotation, where was it? No, this isn't it. There it is right there. The angle rotation was 45 degrees. So from the xy coordinate, here's your x right here, and here's your y. I'm going to have to rotate this 45 degrees. So x becomes x prime of 45. It's a positive 45 degree rotation. So this is your new coordinate. That's x. And then, x prime, and that's your y prime. Notice it got rotated 45 degrees, right there, and this got rotated 45 degrees. So what happened here was, you have this x and y, the abscissa and the ordinate, and everything got rotated 45 degrees. You should be able to graph this now. So what I'm going to do, oh, sorry about that, that should look like a 16. And then let's graph it out. Your center is at 3 root 2 comma root 2, and it's the transversal axis is under the x, so it's going to be an x parabola. So 3 root 2, I'm just going to eyeball it, and then up to root 2, 1, 2, 3, close around there, and root 2 is going to be 1.414, so it's going to be somewhere around here. And then you're going to go, A is 4, B equals 4, plus or minus actually. So it's going to go to the right 4, to the left 4, up, down 4, up 4. Create this right here. And then here's your asymptotes. And it's going to look something like this. Let's do this again, the last part. It's going to look something like this. Okay, I know it's kind of messy and stuff like that, but you can kind of see how it works. Sorry about the mess. Don't forget, find your center first, right here. Don't forget to rotate it. I'm going to use a different highlighter just because it's not seeable very much. There's your x prime. There's your new angle, new ordinate, which is your y. Okay, and then everything got switched 45 degrees. Good luck. Thanks. Bye.